Welcome to Late Night Love. I'm
Late
Tom
night
Beachy.
love.
And we're live for the next 2
Late
hours,
night
taking your calls on
love.
Zoom and getting into all things love and relationships right here in Fox Soul. My co-host tonight is Crazy, a star of the stage, screen,
Late
TV, and
night
radio.
love. Hey.
The wonderful Tammy Mack is back. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that was.
I'm making love to the camera.
Oh, that's what that was. Well, she is the star of stage, screen, and TV. You weirded me out with the little tongue thing there, but that's okay.
Sorry. Not
Well,
sorry.
you have a weird thing when you're trying to be sexy on the
I don't
TV.
know. But I don't know why men don't find me sexy.
No.
You just laugh at me like I'm Lucy versus going, ooh, I feel it. I feel it.
Well, no, men find you sexy. I just
Don't.
no. You have a weird sexiness to you.
I don't know what that means.
Well, no. I mean, when you did the little tongue thing, that's not
What is
sexy.
it? I'm trying to see myself do it.
Nowhere in the history of sexy is that sexy. I don't like. Where did you learn that from? What movie did that come from?
Okay, maybe I should do that.
That's
That's not sexy either?
no. Where did you learn that from?
I don't know. I thought
What adult film did you pick that up from?
I don't think they do that in adult
No,
films.
they don't.
Oh.
Golly.
That was my come hither.
Come hither. Yeah.
No? Still no?
No.
I think you hating, really.
I'm not hating. I would let you know if it was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, I think you hating.
No, that's like you're having a stroke or something. I don't know. But I digress.
Okay.
Want to join the convo? Just scan the Zoom QR code on your screen or hit the link on the Fox Soul Late Night Love YouTube page. You can also drop your thoughts and comments. We're watching in real time. There you go.
Yeah, they can call. They can call right now if they click the QR code, right?
You can zoom into the show. Zoom into the show. You got questions, you got comments, you need some help on a relationship. We're talking about love, sex, relationships.
And if you don't want to be seen, we'll just do your voice, audio.
Or if you have some comments on Tammy Mack's, whatever that was.
Or if
maybe
you can
school
show
her.
me how to do it, I'd love for you to zoom in on that QR code. Yeah. I could take some lessons.
Our first guest tonight is hip-hop artist, actor, radio, and TV personality, well-known here on Fox Soul. Welcome, HeadCrack. Listen, I've been a fan of HeadCrack for a very, very, very long time, going back to a little radio station in Dallas-Fort Worth. There used to be a show at night called The Show with HeadCrack and Keynote. You used to have dreads back in the day, I believe, or braids.
Once upon a time, yes, sir.
Yeah, I used to live in a town called Wichita Falls, which is a couple hours north of Dallas-Fort Worth, and used to do the night show that was a long time ago.
Yeah, man. Like we started that like in 2000, November 2000, man, and it's crazy because it feels just like yesterday when all that popped off, and here we are. 25 years later.
Didn't they just sign that station on? Did you join it when they signed it on? Was Candelaria or Tony Gray was out there? And then
No, so at that time it was Daryl Johnson. The program director, and that dude was just such a wild madman visionary who was like, "What? You guys have never done radio before? Perfect night show." You know what I mean? And which is rare. Like that sort of thing doesn't happen. Cause like me and my homies, we was at a party one night and we was like, yo, the station has no DJs. And I like the music that they play. So like we went to the studio the next day, made a tape, like we had a show, turned the tape in. Next thing you know, we got a call and we was having steak and discussing the contract. So
wait, where were you? So you were in Dallas or where were you at?
Yeah, I was in Dallas. I was working for a record company at that time. I was working for EMI. Like I was doing marketing for them. Wow. And but I had relationships at radio stations because even before I was doing EMI stuff, I was running a street team, and also before that, I used to call in the radio stations and like battle people, like on the air for like prizes and stuff like that. Like they would have like little rap battles, like, "Yo, what's your name? Where you calling from? Who's on the broker?" So all that good stuff. So people was aware of me that was in the building. It's like, "Oh yeah, that's the guy I used to call 100.3 all the time. Get him." And it worked out.
Yeah, I used to listen to you. I think Rock T, and then Alfreda's, and it was the whole crew out there. And then you made your way all the way to Atlanta. I don't know if did Ricky Smiley move you out to Atlanta, or did you just make your way out to Atlanta? I don't know.
So the tale of the tape is, so they snatched me from the night show, paired me with Ricky, and then we started the Ricky Smiley morning show. In the morning after Steve Harvey left, and then between point A and point B, we started picking up affiliates. And once we got Atlanta, because how hip hop forward and how driven the city was, is like, yo, listen, you guys got to actually be here in Atlanta to make it work. And I tell you, there was claw marks in my driveway because I didn't want to move. I had just bought a house. My grandmother just died. You know, my rap group was making moves. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to move because, you know how it is like when you're a senior in high school, like everybody know you. And that fear and reluctance to do something new can be a little terrifying. But when I tell you, when I moved to Atlanta, every door and every opportunity and every no that I received in Dallas became a yes when I moved to Atlanta. So all that to say, never be afraid to try something new and leave your comfort zone and go out into the great unknown.
Because, baby, look at you now, honey. Look at you now.
Hey, it's fate, man. That's fate.
Oh, thank you very much. Sometimes perception is reality, and sometimes the reality is the person that you have a great perception of is falling apart on the inside. But
You say falling apart.
So listen, we've been bringing social media posters on the show that've got a lot to say and a lot of angst out there in the black community about dating and relationships and money. What do you think's going on? We've been, the dating scene out there, everybody's been saying it's trash.
Everybody says the dating scene in Atlanta is trash.
Around the country is trash. I mean, I don't know if you're out there dating or you're married or what the situation is or your friends are out there out on the scene. What have you been hearing as far as how relationships are happening and when it comes to black couples and people out there just moving around and black love, period?
I heard all the same things you hear. The dating scene is trash. You know, I am married, and my single friends, who predominantly most of my friends are single. I have a couple friends that happen to be couples and boot up and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, they talk about how like difficult it is to find people who are serious, because now with the dating apps and everything, you have people who are programmed a different way, because they're now experiencing new things. Like, unfortunately, I got booed up in the last days of MySpace. And
I always say people got we got lucky, right? Because I don't know if you would be able to survive out here now, because it's a different time. It's weird now. Like, the world is weird.
That's what I hear. However, just imagine, right? Just imagine if you spent so much time back in the day just trying to figure out how to get some point of connectivity with new people that you haven't met yet without having to go to like a nightclub or go to a singles event or a speed dating joint. But you could literally pick up your phone and, and swipe left or right and get some Uber Skeets, if you will, delivered straight to you. Like, there's a part of that seems intriguing to a person who's never had the opportunity to experience that.
So you think it would be easier for you to date now than it is? Because I'm out in these streets and it's like it's exhausting.
Don, are you on the apps?
I listen. The apps are predatory. Like, you got to spend money to play, and then you got to weed through so much. You got to create this majestical profile that, like, it's like fishing. You got to put so much bait out there, and then when you snag something, it's like, oh man, I got a tire.
Yeah, but the options are plentiful.
For women, not for men.
No, for men, because women outweigh men. So the options are plentiful.
I don't know.
And that's definitely the story in Atlanta. And Tammy, big ups to you as well. Thumbs up on the tongue. Don wasn't necessarily.
Don't encourage her, please.
However,
thank you.
There is a niche. There's a niche pocket of people who is like, I lean closer to the screen. Like,
would it work on my profile picture on the apps?
If you did it on your profile picture on the app, you're gonna get a certain type of person.
Okay.
Like, so you want to kind of be easy on that, because
okay, hold back a little bit. Let's say I do too much.
Tammy, you're a woman. You could breathe and you would get anything. Okay, at this point in time, the bar is low. Okay,
I do have it made.
Yeah. So dating. So you're trying to say that dating right now, it would be an interesting thing because technology is at your fingertips.
Right, but to the people who I know who have the technology at their fingertips, they're miserable. But it's the city mouse, country mouse thing. I feel like the single people want to be booed up, and the booed up people wish they were single for a week just to see what it's like. And I've heard horror stories. Like, there are people who think they're going on dates just to find out that they're a foodie call.
I actually saw a video the other day where a woman thought she was getting ready to go out of town. and had her bags packed, had her, when we go out of town, black women, we put our braids in. She had her braids in, had her bags packed, and she said she was getting like the red flags that she wasn't going to go. But she still followed through and ended up not going on the date.
What do you mean?
I mean, she was getting flued out.
Okay.
And she didn't.
Well, like, what happened?
I don't know. You got to pull up the video.
I mean, but
to
all that
HeadCrack's
stuff is
point, people are saying things and not following through. Right.
Mm-hmm. And people are dating for survival.
Whoa.
I'm saying, like, look at the economy that we're in right now. Some people are being in relationships just so they can merge incomes together and have food and shelter. Some people are booed up for warmth. But it's about to warm up, so like those people may be back out in the streets again. You just don't know. Everybody's situation is different. I know some people who complain about not meeting people, but they also don't change their routes. Like if all you do is go to work and come home, how do you expect to meet somebody? Because they frown upon it when you try to talk to people that you work with. And I kind of wish it was the 80s and 90s where you could still do that.
Well, how's the economy in Atlanta? I mean, like, where do people go out there to go meet in Atlanta?
Just outside, and to your point that you was making earlier, like if you're a guy, and even more so when I first moved to Atlanta in 2010, like women was out here time sharing dudes.
Time sharing dudes.
Yeah, like they understood that they would be in a relationship, but they just wanted a percentage of a dude. Like the same way like how you want to try to own a whole Bitcoin, but you take what you can get.
Yeah.
It was like that in the relationship space. And people was like, yeah, like I know we got a family, you go home. They're not talking about me. But they like I know you got a family and but I just want somebody to be around with and like who'll go to the movies with me sometimes and settle some of my needs, and then they'll go their way. Then she'll go her way, and that's that on that. However, it's settling, and you never want to settle.
Right.
Everybody deserves to have something that is 100% theirs.
That's that Betty Wright thing. Having a piece of man is better than having no man at all.
Yeah. I mean, well, sometimes the answer should be you should get a pizza man.
A pizza man. So what do you suggest? So what do you So what do you suggest to the single people out there looking for love? What do you suggest they do?
I mean, I think you gotta switch it up because, like, if you're doing the apps specifically, right? I think you might find yourself in a place to where, like, you go and run into another soldier of fortune who's just trying to like have fun this weekend, and that goes both ways. It's not just the men that are like on these apps, soldier of fortune. Women too.
Yeah.
Like with the girl Coy Leray, girls are players too. Yes, indeed, more so than men. Like I know men get a big bad rep for being like these guys sexual predators. They always out getting now. Like I was talking to an older lady, right? Probably like mid 60s, early 70s. And she was talking about how she's on the apps and that like one of her friends is out here sport banging. And that's the cleanest way I could say that.
Wow.
Sport
banging.
At that big old age, just, dirty it up in your mind. Like what she really said. But they really out there doing that.
But my thing is, I mean, why not go out with a bang? If that's what you're gonna do, I feel like it's better to do it as you age and you got more life behind you than ahead of you because you really have nothing to lose at that point. You just sleep around with everybody and be all good. You ain't got another 40 years left.
This is true, and I think that's why like the STD rates at old folks' homes are so high. Yeah, because they're like, hey, what do we have to lose?
And not only that. 50 is not the same 50 it used to be, and 60 is not. I mean, when you look at, and we talked about this before, when you look at Angela Bassett, when you look at Demi Moore, when you look at all of these actresses, but even if you look in your family, at the aunties, they looking good. And the fellas are looking fantastic at 65. I mean, they bearded out and everything. I'm like, okay, Zaddy, yes. Want some of that? Yeah.
There we go with the tongue again. So let me ask you a question. Is love still an option or is that just gone?
No, love is definitely an option. Because I do know some people who have met people and they found their soulmate. And I root for everybody to go the distance. you know what I'm saying, and weather the storm. I think we have normalized so often the ease of divorce or the ease of long-term separation that a lot of people don't try to work through their problems.
Yeah.
And, and I think, some people are now finding the big C word, which is counseling and therapy, to try to work through their issues. And I think, we're not juggling the same problems that our parents and our grandparents juggle.
Right.
We're dealing with brand new problems. So those brand new problems need brand new approaches. So you can get that love that you're looking for, but you gotta be able to put the work in. And some people are willing to put the work in, and some people are like, you know what? Other fish in the sea, wipe my hands of this, and I'm going the other direction. I'm out of here.
Well, I think the one thing I can say is that if you were looking for love, it was on MySpace about 20 years ago. And so, HeadCrack, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate you. Good luck out there in Atlanta.
HeadCrack.
And,
Yo,
check you out on the Side Dish, right?
Side Dish, man, 5 days a week on Fox Soul, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And much love to y'all. Like, I've been peeking through the blinds, checking y'all out over here. So I love what y'all got going on. Don, peace up to you. I had no idea you was from Wichita.
I'm from LA, but I was my son was up in Wichita Falls. I was in North Texas, up in Dallas, north of Dallas, I should say.
North of Dallas. So I'm a Bronx guy, but Dallas is my second home, and Tammy, we fam. So that's proud of both of y'all, man. Keep shining bright and keep spreading that late night love.
Love you, HeadCrack.
All right, more late night love when we come forward.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 11 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. I'm Don Amici with the world-famous Tammy Mack, and you want to jump in the conversation, scan the QR code on the screen or hit the Zoom link on our Late Night Love YouTube page and become a part of the conversation. So, Tammy, did you ever get fixed up on a date or use a matchmaker or a dating coach?
Not with a matchmaker or a dating coach, but my best friend hooked me up with a guy named Landry. Landry. And Landry and I hit it off so well. We began dating, and then he was hanging out with my best friend and her boyfriend, and then her other best friend got into the mix, and she introduced her other best friend to Landry, and Landry left me for her other best friend.
Wait, what? Why would Landry do something like that?
He left me for her. My best friend hooked me up, and then she hooked her other best friend up with the same dude she hooked me up with. So and he left me for the other one.
So I guess people can benefit from getting hooked up. A couple of weeks ago, we met Fila Antwine, an emotional wellness coach for women with a focus on building relationships. Fila runs a sacred Queen Academy for advanced students, where she preaches embracing femininity.
The problem some of you women have with femininity is that you think your femininity is responsible for your hurt, for your pain, for your trauma. You think femininity is what got you raped, molested, abused, used, abandoned, and brokenhearted. You see femininity as weak, docile, easily taken advantage of, and a threat to your safety. But femininity is not to blame for your pain. Femininity is actually a healing frequency and force that you get to tap into, reconnect to, and reclaim as your own. But as long as you keep fighting your femininity, you'll always be at war with yourself.
Fila is back with us now, joining us live from New York. Hey, Fila.
Hi, Fila. I embrace my femininity, girl. Yes, I do.
Tammy, I saw you, girl. I saw that tongue sticking out. I saw you.
I see the tongue.
Why are you guys encouraging her with the tongue? All right, tell us about your Sacred Queen Academy, and why do you call it that?
Absolutely. So first of all, I call it Sacred Queen Academy because I truly do believe that every woman is sacred. We are a part of the divinity of life and the world, and love is so divine that we get to embrace that and honor that in the way that we live our lives. The queen aspect, of course, as we talked about on the last time I was here, is really about ruling your love life, being the leader of your own destiny and not looking for someone to come and save you. So if you recognize that you're a sacred queen, you know that you are special, you are divine, and you are worthy of love and a good life.
So, one of the things that we talked about last time was the difference between the princess energy and the queen energy, and like you broke it down, and it was so clear, and I love that. And we started seeing a lot of videos where other people were like, or other women were talking about, I'm not a princess, I'm a queen, and they walking in that queen energy, which I love. Now, break down the demographics of your students for us.
Sure. So I work with beautiful, brilliant, type A, accomplished Black women from all over the country, and I have a few international clients as well. And what we really teach in Sacred Queen Academy is that you have the right to design a love life that fits with who you are. You don't have to be the prettiest girl in the room. You don't have to be the thinnest. You don't have to be the tallest. You don't have to be any of the stereotypical aspects of the beauty ideal. You can be who you are. You can be quirky. You can stick your tongue out sometimes and still get the attention, because that's what's going to draw in the man and the life that is designed for you. You don't want the other girl's life. You want what is for you. And that's what we do in Sacred Queen Academy. And we really step by step go through looking at all of the aspects of femininity and what it means to you, carving out the type of relationship that my clients want from their core, not just because of what social media is telling us or what you're seeing other people have, but the things that are really going to nurture you and the life that you want to build.
We just saw all your students out there that look so happy being part of your class, and I see you're teaching them just to kind of live in their energy and be happy being themselves, and you know what, attracting someone who loves them for themselves. Is that right?
Absolutely, right? You have to embody the things that you want. Whenever you're going out into the world looking for the thing that you believe you need, it's a lack, right? You feel like you don't have the love, you don't have the man. And so the energy that you're presenting is that lack type of energy. But when you embody the joy that you want, when you're a good partner to yourself, when you treat yourself well, you speak kindly to yourself, and you show up in the world, like I say to my son, as if somebody loves you, life is going to respond to you in that same way.
I love that.
So is the Sacred Academy about finding love? Is it a matchmaking situation, or is it more of an internal search for who you are?
So it's not matchmaking. We focus on healthy relationships. So you're in relationship with everything. You're in relationship with yourself, with your life, with your family members, and with your intimate partners. And what I often tell my clients is that this is a pathway to having healthy, intimate relationships by creating a foundation of healthy relationships in every aspect. So most of the time, the intimate space is the last place that you see the results of this work. It leads you to that healthy, intimate partner, but by way of building a life of healthy relationships along the way.
So after we talked with you last time, we asked you to bring one of your clients, and joining us now is Amaka Uka, one of Fila's clients, who is now a coach at the Sacred Queen Academy.
Hey, girl.
Amaka, what did Fila coaching do for you personally?
Save people's lives. um, so I've been working with Fila for quite a while, and what I would say her coaching has done for me is giving me clarity and confidence in embracing everything about myself, right? So being
Lean closer to your mic.
Oh, can you hear me better?
Yeah, we want to be able to hear you.
Okay. I'm a Jersey girl, born and raised Newark, New Jersey. I did live in Atlanta because I went to Clark Atlanta University. But so when you're in the South, that up north energy is definitely seen as aggressive. And I can definitely say at one point in time, I was extremely aggressive due to trauma that I dealt with that went unresolved for many years. And that trauma showed up in my professional life. It showed up in my love life. It showed up in family relationships, showed up in my goals, my dreams, just a number of things. And you don't realize how a lot of that can spill over until you're at the point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Is this you're putting barriers up in front of everybody? Like you're just...
It's not, I wouldn't say that I put barriers up. So it's not something natural that would happen. Rather, it would be something where all they had to do was something that triggered an experience. And it's like, okay, I've seen this before. This looks familiar. Don't want to necessarily get into this. So let me start creating areas to protect myself, right? And also understanding that there was a point in time where I did not have the proper boundaries. Neither did I have the tools, confidence, and guidance to establish the boundaries that I needed. And I think that almost one of the things that Fila and I talk about often is 2009, I lost my aunt, who she and I were extremely close from since I was a baby. And what folks will never say to you until you actually go through it, grief is an experience that can really take you to a whole nother place, right? So when you lose that person that kind of provides that safety for you, and now you have to define that for yourself, that's when you start to really understand how your trauma is going to come in. And as Fila would say, we'll start telling you stories that may not necessarily be true. And as a result, you start going on a path of self-destruction.
Now, Fila, you did couples counseling with her also, and how did that work out?
So Amaka's been an independent client, and we worked on those things that she discussed, having the personal boundaries and seeing where the emotional trauma from the past is still showing up in her present relationships. And so throughout this journey, she's met her match and gotten engaged and gotten married. But just because you get a relationship and you have your partner doesn't mean that your problems go away. Once you're with a partner, you actually see the things that you can only see through the mirror of another person, because there's only so much you're going to see on your own. And so we then came together so that we could create a plan for both her and her husband to resolve some of the challenges that they were having in defining what they wanted their marriage to look like.
But the challenge with that is getting your partner in on a counseling session, especially a Black man. So I have to ask, is that your case?
Not only is he a Black man, he is a Nigerian man.
Ooh.
Oh, you got a Nigerian man to go to counseling with a woman?
Because I'm Nigerian. Born Nigerian American, born and raised in the States, but I am Nigerian. And yeah, I mean, one of the things that that coach will teach you, I call Fila Coach. That's my name for her. One of the things that she will tell you is
a little closer to the mic for us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that she will tell you is that if you believe it's going to happen, then it's going to happen. And if you believe it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. And so for me, I said, my husband loves me. He did not make a mistake. I did not make a mistake. We need to go to counseling. We need to fix some of these things. And yeah, I got him to go to counseling, and I've got him to open up more. And it's definitely been a journey, especially just with the difference of cultural upbringing. But yeah, he's definitely been more open to it, but definitely in the beginning, absolutely not.
Was it hard to convince him, or was it fairly easy for you?
No, it was extremely hard.
Oh,
was
okay.
extremely, extremely hard. You know, counseling is just not something, especially in, I don't want to say just Nigerian, and a lot of immigrant communities,
Yeah.
right? You know, Caribbean.
And a lot of Americans too. You don't have to.
right?
You
So
talk
it's
about a
like-
black man, he ain't trying to hear what nobody trying to say.
Exactly. So it's like
That part.
it's like even with like my mom, for example, like she knows that I've been in counseling and therapy, and even like I say that my experience with my life coach, in my opinion, is 10 times better than therapy.
But now you yourself are a life coach, so talk about how you got into it.
So I've been a natural motivator. I am someone that was opportune to have people around me to help me kind of guide my experiences to where it didn't turn into self-destruction, right? And so, you know, God bless my aunt, God bless her soul, Earlene Patterson. One of the things she used to say to me a lot as a child was, the things that I've gone through, God chose me to go through it because I would be in a position to help someone else if they needed it. And so it was one of those situations where I'm one of those people that people find very relatable. And like Coach, I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily how you want to hear it all the time. Right? And I'm also someone that I take pride in saying that I got it out the mud. It wasn't given to me. It wasn't something that was handed to me. Literally everything that I am today, both trial and tribulation, like every test has turned into a testimony. And I didn't have the opportunity to like have older siblings, right? It was really just my aunt and then some of my older cousins. But for people that don't even have that, what do you do? Like, where do you turn?
Yeah.
So it became a situation where whether it's in your career or in your goals or just in your life, you need an extra boost, some extra motivation. I'm one of those people where I can stand on it, where I've been through it already.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling you is not something that I haven't done, not something that I haven't tested.
Wow.
To know that you can do it too, but you have to believe you can do it too.
Well, listen,
Look what you did.
I love it.
Look what you did, Paula. Look what you did.
I love
girl.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just want to say, you turned her into a counselor, also, Fila. And how many counselors do you have working with you at the Sacred Academy?
So I have a few co-coaches that are well-versed in their own areas of expertise. Right now, we have about 2 or 3. I do all the head coaching. But one of the things that I wanted to just kind of touch on really quickly, when you guys asked about getting Black men to come to therapy or counseling or coaching, when I first met Amaka's husband, he came to me and he thanked me. And he said, I've seen so many changes in her since she's worked with you that I now feel like I can trust you. So the changes will show up in your life. And if you are being the example to the men in your life, they'll be able to see that. And then that can kind of ease some of the anxiety that they have around.
It's kind of like the movie Fireproof. Fireproof, it's all about you getting a book and journaling and digging deep into yourself. Until other people discover that, oh my God, you're different. How do I get like that? And that's really where the answers are. The answers are not in someone else. It's in you and how someone else sees you and wants some of whatever that is that you have.
I feel like
as it sounds, that's it.
I feel like going to go get a wig just so I can join the academy. But I know. Listen, if they want to join the academy, where can they go and where can they sign up and how can they get involved?
Absolutely. You can go to filaantwine.com and you can join Sacred Queen Academy there. And Don, we might have to get you an honorary membership.
Thank you. All right, finally, because I feel excluded, but I appreciate the work that you're doing out there.
You don't want him over there, Fila.
Stop
You don't want him over there.
Listen, I appreciate the work you're doing, and I love the story of healing. And go fix that husband some fufu, okay?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you, Fila. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much. All right, more late night love when we come forward.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most.
Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. My name is Donna Beachy. This is the wonderful Tammy Mack.
Hi.
Last night we were talking about Shirley Ralph's unconventional marriage with separate lives and homes. Tonight, more celebrity lifestyle insights, this time from singer-actor Neo and
Neo.
his posse of girlfriends.
Y'all all go out together, like all five of y'all? Yeah, absolutely, all the time. Now, who schedules? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it a my schedule because I'm the busiest? You know, I'm the one that always got something to do. And you're like, nights or they're random? It's random, but I'll go. All right, so for example, on this tour, you know, I'll let this one come out for 7 days, then she go home, then this one come out for 7 days, and then this one come out for 7 days, and then we do something all together. Yeah, I love this. What's going on, It's a beautiful day. You heard that. I said I despise this. Did you hear that? No. That's what I heard. So it's 777. It's organized. Yeah. And then, you know, with birthdays, holidays, or whatever the case, mind you, they all get along with each other. I have no problem hanging out with each other. But I think one of the most important things about this is understanding that these are 4 individual women that need their. It was harder to lie, huh? Way harder. Yeah. Way harder. That's why I'm mad. Like, man.
So that is Neo. He's got 4 girlfriends.
He's so sad.
Hold on. Now, in theory, this seems like an amazing thing.
Seems awesome.
It seems awesome.
To every man out there, this seems like the ultimate place and space to be.
Right. In theory. In theory. At one point, it's something I would have wanted.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten wisdom, it's got to be exhausting. I mean, you got 4 different personalities, 4 different gifts that you got to give, 4 different energies you have to expend with 4 different women.
It's definitely exhausting.
It's got to be exhausting.
Neo is sad right now. He's sad. He's miserable. I don't believe the hype.
Why do you think he's sad?
Don't believe the hype.
Because now he's got to work 4 times as hard to pay the bill for these 4 ladies.
Well, I mean, that's no problem. He's Neo, so that's not a concern of his at all. I mean, you thinking about broke men. That's not Neo. And I praise you for thinking about the brothers with less. That's cool. But that is not Neo's issue. So you can take that off the table.
So he ain't got to worry about the money.
He ain't worried about the money he spends.
Okay.
That's not even the least of his worries.
Well,
that is not a worry at all.
What is his worry? Is it time?
Time could be a worry for sure because Neo he produces music, he travels around the world, he does concerts,
an amazing
does
performer.
movies,
Yeah, he's a writer.
And he's a writer and he's a creator and he's he's an endorser, a brand that has to consistently work. So you have to divide your time between these women, and let's not forget he's got kids.
Oh, he does have kids.
He's got kids. So where do we split all this time up? You're only one man. There are only 24 hours in a day. A lot of people talked about this with Nick Cannon and all his babies. Like, how do you give them enough time? But even without talking about the babies, how do you give these 4 different women enough time, right?
Yeah, because I look at Nick Cannon. It is a little unfair to have And I get you want to have a big family, and you know you want to do the biblical thing of create a nation. You know, that's fun. You know, but at some point, are you going to be able to give adequate time to all these kids
cannot.
that you're creating?
You cannot. It's not. It's impossible. You cannot. If you don't live in the same home with those kids, you cannot give them the adequate time needed because you don't have enough time to discover who they are and what is necessary for them to thrive and survive.
But you got these beautiful mothers that are, in Nick Cannon's case, that are they're raising, because these children, and I'm pretty sure Nick loves these women that he had these children with.
Yeah,
I mean, Mariah's got to be great. I've seen Mariah pop in on the kids streaming videos.
Right, that brings me to a whole new thing. Like, we done go way off of Neo now, but that brings me to a whole new thing when you say, but you've got these beautiful women who are taking care of these kids. Yes, you have these beautiful women who are taking care of these kids, and then I look at the broke brothers, the ones who are thinking about the money and how they say, well, what are you bringing to the table? And we're going to go 50-50. And I'm thinking, yeah, but you've got this beautiful woman who's taking care of the kids. Why would you want to go 50-50? So that's a whole nother topic.
Well,
but
I'm
back
pretty
to
sure,
Neo.
but Nick is probably allowing them the space
and that's why I'm saying that's not Nick's issue and that's not Neo's issue. So we can take the money off of the table, right? The thing that's on the table is the time, the consideration, the care, and the ability to get to know these people in a very intimate way. But Neo's sad right now. He's miserable right now.
Explain this to me, though. I don't understand. Why would you think he's sad?
First of all,
he's trying to fill a void with all these women?
Absolutely trying to fill a void.
Well, what's the void?
Absolutely. I see it in his eyes. I see it in his body language. I see it in the way that he touts these women around and makes a big deal out of the relationship.
Well, what's the void, though? What is he trying to fill?
Love, I would imagine.
Okay,
I would imagine the void is love. The void is
I can understand
something that's missing in the inside. Keep in mind, he just got a divorce, and he got a divorce twice from the same woman.
But I can understand the love. I can understand that with the career, the entertainment aspect of it, wanting to be a star. I can understand that. I want to be loved. But where is that hole coming from? Like, what? Like, is this going back into childhood?
Well, I don't know Neo to tell you what about his childhood. I don't know nothing about his childhood. What I'm saying is, I can look in that brother's eyes and know that this ain't it.
You think
this ain't it?
You think
this ain't it for
this
him.
might be mother issues?
I don't know that man like that to be talking about his
you
personal
know him pretty
issues.
well. You talking about it?
I'm just talking about these 4 women he touting around the world, like Kanye West is touting around that other Sensori girl around the world. There's a void. There's something they're trying to fill. There's something that it could be. You taking it to childhood, but it could be that he still loves this woman. What's Crystal, right?
Mm-hmm.
He still loves this woman, and the reason why they broke up was because of him cheating with his infidelity. And so this is his way of getting back at her, saying, I don't need you, I got 4 women. It could be that simple or not. That's not even simple, but it could be that.
4 women, so I'm going to get over you by getting 4 women.
You're right. Because his whole thing is, I've been lying to myself. I've not been being true to myself. I've not been who I thought I should be. He's almost like a woman when she's like, "Oh, I'm free now, and I've discovered myself." He's like, "Eat, pray, love." Like the brother is all these interviews talking about how he's gotten this self-realization that he needs all these women now, and he's been living a lie with this one woman now. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, Neo. Stop it.
Could it just be as simple as I just like my harem? Could it just be that simple?
It could be, and it is. I mean, that is that too.
Mm-hmm.
But the brother is miserable. He's miserable.
Miserably happy. All right, poster wife.
Miserably satisfied.
There you go.
I don't know about happy, but satisfied.
Okay, satisfied. Yeah, satisfied. Yeah. Okay, there you go. We solved Neo's problem here.
Now I can satisfy you, Neo. No, still not.
No, I'm watching. Let me see this. Let me go ahead. Do it again.
No.
I want to see.
No.
I want to see this.
No.
I thought you were having a stroke for a second. I didn't know what was going on. I just want the left side of your face went limp. I was just like, oh, what's going on here? All right, poster Wife Prep with Brittany breaks down how men and women complement each other.
I'm about to put some women on game and tell you something that you may have never heard. A woman's value lies in the intangible things, where a man's value lies in the tangible things. What do I mean by this? Men are providers, protectors, and professors, meaning everything that they do is more physical. The money, the protecting, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of that stuff. Whereas women are the nurturers. So where a woman's value lies is, how does she make her man feel? Does she uplift him with his words? Can he trust her? Is she loyal? Does she support his dreams? Does she take care of his legacy? Meaning, if he gives her a home, how does she nourish it and steward it? Women are the warmth to a man's life. A man can have a house and it can feel a little cold. When a woman comes in, she decorates it. She makes it more homey and feels good. So a woman's value lies in the feeling she brings to a man, where a man is more of the physical aspect. That's why a lot of men will tell you with money that they don't care about your money, and they don't care about your degrees, and they don't care about all of that stuff. Now, some men don't mind an ambitious woman. So just because you have those things doesn't mean that you're less valuable. But what I'm saying is, that's not where your value lies.
What a beautiful woman, number one. I loved her hair.
She is absolutely gorgeous.
When I listen to what she's saying, I've seen women like that. Women make a house a home. But
That's what we do.
When I start hearing things like that, it starts to remind me of, do we want a mother? And I'm not saying that in a negative way.
And in the opposite, do we want a bank?
Right. Like, it's almost like a mother relationship. Do we want, like, mom takes care of the house and kind of nurtures us and kind of makes a home?
Well, hold on.
And I'm not saying this in a negative way.
No, I hear what you're saying. I get it's not negative, but we forget that mothers are wives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can't just say it's kind of like a mom. No, it's what wives do. It's what women do for their partners. And then when the children come along, they continue it. It's not what mothers do for their children. It's what mothers do for their families.
So it's just what women do, I guess.
Huh?
It's what women do.
It's what women do. It's what women do.
Yeah.
And they do it whether they have children or not, right? And the only problem I have with this post, this one right here, is that it still seems transactional.
I don't know, because, you're right.
Because
it feels that way a little bit. But
yeah, it feels that way a little bit. But like you said, I always say the 3 Ps, and she said the same 3 Ps that I say. A woman wants a man to provide, protect, and treat her like a princess. She used a different word. She said professional or something like that. But all in all, I think it's the same thing. And yes, that is what we aspire to have in a man. That is what a man aspires to be for a woman, right? Those are innate traits of men and women. But it was something about the way she said it that made it seem a little transactional. Because when she talks about a woman doesn't have anything tangible, but men have to have something tangible, that is not true. That is not what we look for. What you should be looking for in any person, man, woman, transgender, whatever.
Yeah.
You should be looking for someone who's reliable, who has good character, who has integrity, who's honest, who is loyal to you, who cares about you, who supports you. Everyone needs intangible things in order for a relationship to survive.
Good character on both ends.
If you can't trust a man, what good is his money and how big the house is that he can buy if he's sleeping with 4 women like Neo?
And vice versa. Well, come on now. Don't bring Neo back into this.
Well,
Neo's happy now. Come on now.
Back. Satisfied.
Neo's happy and his 4 wives are happy now.
So I don't think that those are the things that you need in a person. I think those are the things that are already there. The innate ability to provide, protect, and for a woman, the innate ability to nurture. But when you're looking for a partner, you want a partner that's going to be true to you and that have all of these intangible things. Because any man can have money.
Yeah, a lot of men have.
I could care. I'm one of those women that I could care less what you buy me. It does not matter because you're going to buy me whatever you can afford. So it's not impressive to me.
Well, that, and you're going to make whatever you're going to make out of whatever you got. Like, I know you're going to take whatever you got and turn it into something wonderful.
Right, but what I'm saying is I don't choose a man based off of what he gets me.
Right.
Because if you got $10, you're going to give me a candy bar, right? If you got $100, you're going to, get me a nice, what do you get at $100? You're going to give me a nice T-shirt.
Yeah.
If you got $1,000, you're going to give me a nice bed of roses or whatever. And if you got $1 million, you're going to fly me off in a jet somewhere and maybe buy me a Mercedes-Benz or whatever. So it doesn't impress me.
It's not relative to what you're
it's not relative, because if you can't encompass being on time and being where you say you're going to be when you say you're going to be there, and doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, and being loyal to me and caring for me, then what good is any of that other tangible stuff?
Yeah. All right. On the way, Kelly Rowland shares a lesson when we come forward.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. And listen, we're having an amazing conversation. You can jump in, scan the QR code on your screen, or hit the Zoom link on our Late Night Love YouTube page and come be a part of the conversation. On singer Kelly Rowland's podcast, Unstoppably Her, Kelly shares a lesson she learned from an older woman.
I asked a married couple who've been married for 54 years. They said, make sure you're always, make sure you're communicating, make sure you talk about finances, and make sure y'all make time to connect every week. I said, connect. She said, you know what I mean, connect. I said, yes, ma'am. And so I respected that. And she said, connect because we're attached to so many different things. Our phones, our jobs, our stress, our children. There we get caught up in so many different things that this is the person that, that you really like. This, after everything is done, this is your person. You know what I mean? And I was so taken back by that because she was absolutely right. At the end of the day, it's me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your special.
Man, that thing on Kelly Rowland looks so good. Man, she looks so good. Look at them teeth, just pearly white, just perfect. Oh, hey, Kelly Rowland always together.
So basically, she's saying we got to have a let's do it night.
Yeah, you got to get it done.
You got to get it done night.
Got to get it done. Connect.
You got to connect. You got to connect to. Connect for.
However many you need.
Oh, you got to connect the connect the dots. You got to make sure you got to connect the dots and make sure it connects once a week. I guess you could say at the day.
Okay.
Well, good for you, Kelly. Is she still done performing, or is she still performing?
Yeah.
Because you sent me a clip of T.I. performing, and I was like, at some point, when did they stop performing?
At some point, when do you stop performing?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
If you
or you perform as long as you perform?
As long as you love it. Look, we're talking about people who don't have to do anything for a living.
Well, no, it seems like at some point, like they transition into like reality star. Like Jennifer Hudson's not singing anymore. She's got a talk show now. You know,
she's still performing.
Is she?
I mean, that's what a talk show is. You're
no,
performing
I mean
now.
singing she's not
still
singing
sings.
anymore.
She sings on every episode on the show.
Does
Do
she?
you watch it?
Oh, no, I just see people doing the spirit tunnel. That's all I see.
Oh, okay.
You know, I just tune in for that. We know that Deion Sanders was a great football player, a great college coach, and also a father to 2 great college players. But did you know, Tammy, that he gives great relationship advice? Here he is a couple of years ago on Relationship Minded.
Okay.
You wise, right?
A bit.
Beyond your years. Have you figured out how to keep a woman happy?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Yep.
Answer.
I've gone down the street a couple of times and I wasn't successful.
Matter of fact, we talked about this before.
We talked about this before.
Long time, yeah, years ago.
You got to keep the main thing the main thing. When it's those 2 phenomenal men that has gained so much, something's going to suffer. And you start loving what's outside the house a lot more than you love inside the house. You got to love what's inside the house, not just what's outside the house. And sometimes we lose focus. We start loving what's outside the house instead of what's inside the house. Because that thing inside is very emotional. And we got to treat it as such. She'll tell you what she wants. She'll tell you what she needs. She'll tell you how to treat her. You just got to pay attention to the signs. But sometimes we're so busy being who we are, we miss the visual that she's giving us. And she's telling us. She's telling us every darn thing. Like if a woman touch you on her shoulder, your shoulder, that means she want to be touched on hers. You better pay close attention to the signs, because she usually gives what she wants. How many times they, baby, what you do today?
Right.
None. She really wants you to say, baby, what you do today? And we just missed it because we so consumed with self. We got to get out there, especially when they've been our biggest cheerleader for a multitude of years, or they just come in the game late and they still cheer, even though we don't have on a jersey. See, baby girl still cheering even though you ain't got on no jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, as men, we're so programmed to go out in the streets and hunt, kill, shoot, and try to go bring the kill back to the house, and we are not focused on taking care of what we got inside the house.
What's interesting is y'all real focused on it when you don't have it.
Yeah.
And you're very focused on how to get it. But I want to say this too. They sitting around there with Deion Sanders like he said something brilliant. That was so dumb.
What? Come on now. Give the man some credit now.
Hey, look, I give him a lot of credit on that football court or football field and on that baseball field and what he's done with his boys. And I mean, I give him a lot of credit for a lot of things. But that relationship advice that he just gave was some garbage. If I want to be touched on the shoulder, if I touch you on the shoulder, that means I want you to touch me. If I ask you how your day is, that means I want you to ask me how my day is.
Well, is it?
That's craziness. No, that means I want to know how your day is. If I touch you on the shoulder, that means I'm showing you love.
Well, I think he's saying is that women speak in different ways, and that you need to pick up on the subtleties of how women speak.
That's
I think
not
that's
what he
he's
said,
saying.
though. He said, if I touch you on the shoulder, that means I want you to touch me on my shoulder.
I think what you know what he was saying. Women talk differently and communicate differently.
I will say this to what he said. Usually people love how they want to be loved. So in a sense, what he's saying is correct, but the examples were ridiculous.
Yes.
But people typically love how they want to be loved. So if I'm a gift giver, it means I'm probably a person who likes gifts, right?
Right.
If I'm, what is it? It's the 5 love languages, right?
Yeah.
Services. If I'm giving services all the time, like washing the dishes or going to take your car and fill your car up, it probably means that I'm a person of service, and I probably like service. So people typically give what they want to receive.
So you're saying that somebody was touching him and that they wanted to be touched?
No, I think that's ridiculous because touching is a sign. I mean, touching is also a love language, for sure. But I don't think that just because somebody ask you about your day mean they want you to ask them about their
I think
day.
what he was saying was a culmination of his experiences throughout his life, and he was just talking about women in general, because I get what he was saying as far as women speak in subtlety sometimes. Sometimes women aren't very direct.
But I have had to, I am a gift giver.
Right.
And Jackson is not a good gift receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So gifts don't matter to him. And it took me a very long time. I used to give him gifts or go shopping for him. If I saw something in the mall and I was like, oh, this would look nice on him, I would buy it, right? And I would get nothing, like no emotion, it's just like, oh, that's nice, put it in the closet. And I would get really, really upset at his reaction to me giving a gift. I got him tickets to see Kobe Bryant.
I remember that.
His last game. He did not want them. He's a Laker and Kobe Bryant fan. And
you were thoroughly upset about that.
He did not want the gift. And we probably didn't speak for months and months and months. And then I think it was that instance that taught me, you are making yourself mad because you keep giving him gifts and he keeps giving you the same reaction. So what you need to do is stop giving him gifts.
Or give him what he asked for.
Give him what he asked for, not what you want him to have. Well, you say this all the time, though.
Well,
give people what they ask for and not what you want them to have.
The real issue I would really love to know is does he feel uncomfortable receiving the gift, and that's why he doesn't want the gift. That's the real issue. I would love to get down to that.
No, I think he just doesn't
care.
Well, I don't think he's not a man of needs. So it doesn't matter to him. Like, he just doesn't need anything. He's not a shopper. He doesn't buy a lot of clothes and shoes and stuff like that.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go see Kobe Bryant at the last game? I mean, come on, courtside seats.
I ended up taking my brother. And we had a fantastic time. And obviously, when we lost Kobe Bryant, we had all kinds of memorabilia from that last. We had the book. We had the video of being there. It was something. After that, I think Jackson did regret not going.
Yeah, I'm like, my wife bribed me courtside tickets to go see Kobe Bryant at the last game.
Well, they weren't courtside. They were.
Still.
No, they were the box seats.
Box seats?
Yeah.
Okay, come on now. Even better. I don't know. I can't get it, but he has whatever reason that he has for not wanting gifts. But I also understand.
Yeah, so I'm like, you won't catch me buying a Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl ticket.
Oh, you're not even the Super Bowl?
And it's funny because my mom would say, if somebody offers you a gift, take it, because you never know, even if you don't want it, because you never know when they'll have something you want, and because you turned it down, they'll never offer it to you again.
Well, is he getting better with receiving the gifts?
I don't give gifts anymore.
Not even for birthday?
I ask.
Okay.
I say, is there something you like? And if he says no, then I don't get anything. And if he says, hey, you can get me, a dinner at somewhere, then I'll do that.
All right. Well.
Yeah, saves me money, and I get to spend more on me. So I'm actually
winning.
Hello.
Melissa Fredericks is an influencer here in Los Angeles, and she spoke about a Black Love Summit as posted by Black Love Inc.
One of the biggest failures in marriage is that we don't know ourselves enough to articulate our needs, our wants, our desires to our partner, but we expect them to fulfill them.
Right. Woo. Say it again. Say it again, Melissa.
Say it one more time, Liz.
I think if we did a better job of understanding our sexual needs, our love languages, our intimate needs, our physical needs, and then found the words to articulate that to our spouse, to our partner, to whomever, that gives them the opportunity to actually fulfill them. So I think the biggest, again, kind of pitfall that we find is we're expecting our partner, I'm so unsatisfied, I'm so this, he don't do this, well, have you told him? No. But that don't mean I don't expect it to be done.
Right.
I think if we did a better job, and I think it's our failure because we're not taught that. Right. It's not often something that we see in our homes, with our mom, with our dad, or whoever we looked up. We didn't see them have those conversations. We weren't taught those. We don't read those books. We don't listen to those podcasts, whatever the case may be, to learn about ourselves. And then we expect, and we're just really out here unhappy and unfulfilled. Yeah. And I think that's where and that's to the point of the love language. Once we understand that, that's really just one facet of who I am. It's not the whole of who I am.
Yeah, this is something that we were never taught growing up, to communicate sexual needs, to communicate emotional needs to your partner. And there is always this assumption that we're just supposed to know what you want. And then we end up walking into these landmines of, you're just supposed to know. And it's like, well, I don't know. I can't read your mind. How am I supposed to know? And then you end up getting in trouble because you're like, how did you not know that?
Yeah. I think it's uncomfortable to share with someone what you might like.
What, sexually or emotionally or anything?
Whatever. Yeah. I think it's an uncomfortable kind of feeling to do that.
Yeah, you're right, because sometimes it might get weaponized against you. But if you are with someone who you love and they are, to use, I think, your word, making you feel safe and secure, I think that that's a conversation that you should be able to have, to where you should say, listen, this is what I like sexually, or this is how I would love to approach sex.
Right. I agree, but I think it's an uncomfortable moment for most people because most Americans actually don't grow up in households that allow for sexual freedom in the sense of knowing your body parts. You know, we teach you, that's your tie-tie, and that's your tutu, and that's your wee-wee. You know, we're not into
taboo.
saying, right. Everything about sex is taboo. My grandmother used to make the girls go to bed first, and the boys could stay up as long as they wanted to because she felt like the girls and the boys shouldn't be hanging out together past a certain time. You know what I mean? So, but she never expressed why or what that was. And so I think because sexuality is a so taboo in this country that it's hard to say even to the person that you love that you're having sex with, you know what? I'd really like for you to kind of lick your tongue out like this and circular motion like this.
The swirl.
The Seinfeld swirl.
The Seinfeld swirl with the pinch. With the pinch and the swirl at the end.
I think it's just hard to say it. Yeah.
It is. It is. It is
Those
very
are hard conversations to have. And then you're also afraid that you may be offending your partner. If you say, you know what, I don't really like when you, I don't, can I
do this?
I don't really like when you squeeze that right there. I don't know how much I can say.
Yeah.
I don't really like when you squeeze right there. You know, and now you've offended your partner. And so you don't like when I squeeze right there. I remember I had, I never waxed. I've never waxed all in my 20s and 30s. I didn't start waxing until I was 40.
Oh, late bloomer.
Late bloomer. And he asked me to wax. And I was like, you just want me to be like your other girlfriend, and that's not how I am, and I like my hair where it is. I'm not her. I'm me. I got really offended. And really all I should have done was say, okay, I tried.
What was the protest against you? You felt offended, or you?
Yeah, I was offended.
Why were you offended?
Because he told me to do something.
Oh. Somebody telling you to do something.
I don't know how deep I got to be with this. I was like, well, I'm not your last girlfriend, and you're not going to make me be like her.
Somebody told you to try something new, and you're just like.
And I'm saying that you could have you're all, those are valid reasons to why those conversations don't happen. Because if your man think he doing a good job, the last thing you want to do is like, could you not do that anymore? Could a little more to the left next time?
Well,
and you guys, y'all are very sensitive about that part.
Well,
you know that.
I listen. I would rather have a conversation with you than getting a tap on the head or the shoulder.
Okay.
That's a better. We've all gotten that tap. All right, listen. More late night love when we come forward.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 11 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
Okay.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. My name is Don Amici with the wonderful Tammy Mack.
Hi.
Want to join the conversation? Just scan the Zoom QR code on your screen or hit the link on our Fox Soul Late Night Love YouTube page. You can also drop your thoughts in the comments. We're watching in real time and we'll get your comments on. Listen, we love seeing your clips as we talk about relationships and love throughout the show. You can send us your clips. Late Night Love at foxsoul.tv. That's Late Night Love at foxsoul.tv. You can make them right off your iPhone, send it to us. You can pick them off of social media and send them in to us as we talk about clips all throughout the show. We're here Monday through Friday between 9 and 11 Pacific Standard Time, and we discuss relationships, love, and sex for the couple of hours that we're on the air. So send us your videos. You make them, you find them, we send them in to us.
There's that QR code. Click that QR code right now and talk to us live on air. Click the QR code now. We want to hear your relationship question. Talk to us live on air right now.
All right. Have you ever been ghosted?
I'm sure I have.
I can't imagine you've been ghosted. Here's the take on ghosting from poster Equality Valley.
Everything I'm about to say is circumstantial, but getting ghosted really isn't that bad. Like, please, for the love of God, never speak to me again. Because a lot of people think that they're putting you in time out. Baby, you're giving me time off. Thank you for this paid vacation that's coming with me being at peace now that you're not talking to me. Like a lot of people swear they're eating. Baby, you not only left crumbs, you didn't eat your vegetables. Go back to square one. Because a lot of people get off on coming in and out of your life. They literally think that they can manipulate and gaslight every circumstance surrounding every interaction they have with you. And a lot of times people will disappear consciously and then come back consciously like nothing ever happened, expecting full and complete access to you. And then when you say something, all of a sudden you're too attached. You're doing too much. I'm just wondering why you keep coming back. You want to leave so bad, lock the door on your way out. Because this isn't even my house. We're at Target. You're not even meeting me where I really am. Because you can't even see where you really are. And you're in the dumpster, and the dumpster's on fire. But it's like in their mind, they're like, yeah, I told him. Yeah, you told me never to deal with you or invest in you ever again in life, because why would I keep allowing you in and out of my life? Your attitude is so poor that I really don't want you there at all. And the only thing that really kept me from hurting your feelings was your trauma. So please, for the love of God, ghost me.
Yeah,
he sounds really hurt. My God, he sounds quite hurt.
I look at anytime somebody wants to X you out of their life, and it's the greatest thing. Allow them to go and send them off with love. Sometimes, though, people will accuse you of ghosting them, and a lot of times you're just busy and you don't really have time to get back to them. Like sometimes people expect too much of your own time, and you're just preoccupied with a bunch of other things going on in your life. That's happened to me.
No, when that happens, it's usually because you're not interested in that person.
Well, I mean, the start of this show, I've got 20,000 people hitting me up for 50,000 different things.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't have 20,000 people hitting you up for 50,000 different things. That's not true.
I've got people hitting me up to do the Miss Caribbean pageant that's coming up here.
But it's not 20,000 people.
I mean, it's not 20. I'm exaggerating
it's not
that.
50,000
But they're like, why haven't you called me back? Why haven't you did this? You know.
Yeah, why haven't you?
Because I'm busy.
Doing what?
What do you mean doing what?
Like, you're not that busy that you can't return a phone call. But we're talking about ghosting now. But you're talking about business calls. That's even worse if you're not returning business calls.
I return them. I'm just not you know, I'm not responding like you text me today. I'm not responding 5 minutes later.
You got a 24 to 48 hour return call.
Yes.
If I don't, I'll return your call within 72 hours. You need to put that on your answer machine.
Was it Kevin Nash within 5 business days?
Yeah, return the call within 5 business days.
With dating though, the dating thing.
Yeah, that's different. That's what I'm talking about. If you're not returning
thing.
phone calls, it's because you're not interested, and that's the only reason you're not returning phone calls.
Yeah, I've learned not to get involved in regards to me if I don't have the time.
Okay.
Yeah, if I don't have the time to really
You're just like, hey, I can't.
I just can't. I just don't have the time to pay attention to you.
Do you tell them that?
I just don't get involved.
What does that mean? I just don't get involved.
I just don't. If
you ghost them?
No. If I don't have if I see somebody who I think is interesting, I just don't approach. I don't.
Oh, you don't ask for the number at all.
Yeah, I don't have the time. And you know, I've ghosted people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ghosted, and I'm trying not to do that anymore because I feel it's kind of disrespectful and mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't want to get involved if I can't allocate enough time to pay attention to you.
Now, I've had a ghost in my life.
Okay.
No, seriously. I've had a ghost in my life. Like, I don't know if you could consider it ghosting or a ghost, but when I was in college, there was this guy named Senior, and I'm sure it was a fake name. I don't know what his real name was.
Okay.
And he would come to my dorm in the middle of the night, like midnight, 1 a.m,
Senior.
and we would kiss for like an hour, and then he would just go away. And then every now and again, he would pop up, and we would kiss for an hour.
Wait,
and then he
this
would
is
just
a real
go
guy?
away. Yeah, his name was Senior. But I don't know if that was his real name.
You would make out with a guy at your dorm.
He would come to my dorm. Like, I was on the 3rd floor, so he would like throw rocks at the window. And this was every now and again, like maybe once every other week. Then it got once a month. Then it, So that's why I say he was like a ghost.
You
'cause
would
he would
randomly
come,
make out with some guy.
and we would make out, and then he would leave, and then he would come, and we would make out, and then we would leave.
Who is this guy?
His name was Senior.
Where did you meet this guy at?
I met him, I guess, on campus.
And
what?
What do you mean? And what?
All I know is
first of all, how do you a guy just randomly comes to your dorm room, make out with you, and just randomly just.
I don't know. I would love to call my girlfriend on the line right now and have her tell you that that's exactly what happened. Senior would come in the middle of the night. We would make out, and then he would leave. I don't know his last name. I don't know his real name.
Was he drunk?
No, he wasn't drunk. He was very sober. And I don't drink.
No, I'm saying he. I'm talking him.
No.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
He was like a ghost. Ooh,
And it never went any further than that?
No. And all of a sudden, one day, I never saw him again. It could have been because I graduated. I don't know. And he couldn't throw rocks at my dorm window anymore.
Maybe he was homeless.
I wasn't there. He might have been. I don't know. He was sexy though. Very sexy.
You didn't worry about getting some type of mono or something like that from just randomly making out with a guy?
I didn't get mono. I didn't get
Not that
mono.
you're aware of.
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah. I think it was my come hither look that
Let me see.
caught his eye.
Do it again.
Do my Aaliyah right here. Do my Aaliyah. No? Okay. I'll get it by the end of the show.
Let me see the Aaliyah.
I'll get it. But I'll get it by 10:55.
That's
or
the Aaliyah?
58 or 59. This is the Aaliyah, right?
Okay.
Well, this part, not the Aaliyah. This part, the Aaliyah.
Let me see. Okay.
That's it. I'm getting better as the show progresses. I am too. I think so.
All right. No.
Okay. I think this is.
Okay.
I think because
all
of
right.
This is going to get us a lot of viewers.
I should hope so. One way or the other, I'll put this on OnlyFans.
We're winning right now.
Okay.
We are winning right now.
Rebecca Lynn Pope has a podcast called Marry Me Now, and here are her thoughts about a shortage of black men posted on BW Divest Now.
What do you think the challenge is that women are having, black women in particular, when it comes to becoming a wife?
Keeping it 100,
Yes.
there's not enough eligible black males who fit the needs of black women. By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because black women tend to want to marry black men.
Right.
So black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
Right.
And it's also shown in research that women want to marry on their same level of financial and educational status.
Yeah.
So if you're a black woman making $150,000 a year with a master's degree, you tend to want to marry a black man on that same level or higher. If black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate, how do men keep up with that?
That's so stupid.
To be honest, I don't want to say stupid.
Well, because I keep hearing this over and over. Like
I do hear it.
You hear this over and over, and I'm like, where are y'all getting this garbage from? If you make $150,000, you're telling me you don't want a man who makes $75,000 and knows what to do with his money and knows how to save his money and knows how to invest his money and has integrity and is loyal to you and loves you. The dirty draws you walk in, he just loves them to death, and he cares for you and he supports you and he encourages you in every way. But because he makes $50,000 less than you don't want him? That's stupid. How many times can I say that's stupid?
What about the man who makes $200,000 without a degree?
What about the man who makes $149 without a degree?
I can't.
Like,
you gotta throw him away.
And where are they finding all these women at? Like this is ridiculous, because she's like, well, most women who make $150,000 tend to want men who make equal or above. Where are those women? Please point them out. Point the women out who make $200,000 outside of you. Point the women out who make $200,000 a year and has to have a man that makes above or equal to that amount. Please point those women out.
I think somebody I saw a podcast or something where they were like, guess how many black people were making over six figures? And they said it was like 6%, which I thought was very low. I thought it would have been like more than that. I thought it was more than that.
I don't know why you thought that.
6%?
I don't know why you thought that.
I can't believe only 6% of black people are making over six figures.
Well, then you need
to
to look at the statistics of what the average American makes. Like you can remove black people altogether. The average American makes $60,000 or less. So where you gonna find more than 6% of black people who make above the average American?
All right, more late night love when we come forward.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in, because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 11 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
So I go get my boat.
You forget we got a show going on here? It's okay. No, it's fun. It's okay. It's Late Night Love.
It is Late Night Love.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. My name is Don Amici, and this is the wonderful Tammy Mack. You can join the conversation by clicking the QR code or scanning the QR code in the corner of the screen there. This is Tammy Mack.
Hi.
The star of stage, screen, and TV, as you can see here. Do you know what a slinky bun is?
Slinky bun?
A slinky bun.
Like a slinky
bun.
I want slinky bun. I don't know what a slinky bun is.
According to poster Yuan Takwa, it's a tell about who you are dating.
A what?
A tell about who you're dating.
A tell about who you're dating. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Not to be controversial or nothing, but the easiest way to tell that a white woman only dates black men is the slinky bun. It's not like your regular top knot bun. It's not like a Pilates mommy type of bun. This bun is like a slinky. It's like the little slinky we used to play when we were kids. Just think of the bun that like Stephanie Jenkins from the Brazilian Jenkins would wear. Like it's just like a very loose, like it's kind of like, I don't know. Second way you can tell is black, thick eyelashes. It doesn't matter if this woman is blonde, ginger, her eyes are blue. She has black eyelashes. And the third easiest way to tell is the usage of AAVE incorrectly. This is when they use like accents that you don't know if they're from the South or if they're from the Bay Area, because they're just using a smorgasbord of African-American vernacular incorrectly.
I didn't.
She said a smorgasbord of African-American vernacular.
So I had to Google what the slinky bun was.
Yes, the slinky bun. I know exactly what she's talking about.
It's kind of like a messy bun type situation.
It's not even a messy bun. It's like a messy bun is an actual bun, but the slinky bun, it's not in a bun. It's not in a literal bun. It's more of a ponytail that sprouts out.
Yeah.
Like a water fountain. It sprouts out like one of those fountains that you would see on your way to the bank.
Okay. Okay. And that's
She's not lying though. Those are usually the ones that date black men, the ones that wear the slinky bun.
Well,
everything she said was so descriptive.
Well, what's wrong with that though? I mean, you know,
she's just giving you a telltale sign. She is so right. I couldn't really picture the black eyelash thing, but it does sound rather ugly.
You know, let them date the black man if they want to date the black man.
Let them date.
If they want to be happy dating the black man, let them date the black man and be
happy.
They
do be messing up the vernacular. They don't know how to use it, so they mix Southern languages with. She said the Bay Area.
I wish you would have given me some examples of what she was talking about. I would have loved to hear some examples. Earlier tonight, we had relationship coach Fila Antwine on the show. Here's dating coach Anwar with the dilemma that faces attractive women.
Girl, the prettiest women have the hardest time dating. And I should know as a dating coach, I have beautiful women in my program to the point where I am thinking and questioning my own sexuality, girl. And there's a reason for that, and I wanted to go through that. Most of the time, what will happen is people date based on attraction level, first and foremost. It's a short-term way of thinking about dating, which is totally fine, right? And the apps don't help with that. What happens, though, is like, let's say you're a 9 on the attractiveness level. As a woman, women focus on people that are at their level or one notch higher. So you're only going to focus on 9s and 10s, which only represent like 5% of the population, right? Whereas a man actually will look at his level, but like 4 notches down. So he's looking at 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, and even some 5s, right? And so what happens is that because these 9 men are focused on all of these women, you have more competition. And some of the 5s and 6s will actually give up sex quicker and easier. So he will focus on them first and foremost, especially if he's not ready to date. If you're a 9 woman, what will happen is the guys that are from a 1 to an 8 will be too intimidated to even approach you and think that you're too expensive. So they won't even engage with you. And even if you're in a relationship, a lot of these guys will be really like insecure because you're going to continue to get a lot of attention. So it's really difficult to be dating and in a relationship as a pretty woman. It's not impossible though.
I'm gonna test his advice out. I'm gonna just what are you doing with what are you doing with that?
All I could hear was 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was like,
I'm gonna test his theory out. His theory is basically saying pretty women do not get hit on because guys are intimidated by their looks and think they're out of their league, which is what he's saying, and that they go after the less than
attractive.
The attractive ones.
They go to the 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. They go to the 5s.
Sometimes he does. There is somewhat of a point there. I mean, I don't really go after attractive women, but I don't go after any women. I just,
You don't go after unattractive women.
I don't go after any women.
What do you go after, men?
No, I just don't do it. I don't say anything.
Huh?
I just mind my business. I don't say anything to anybody.
Were you asexual?
No, I don't.
What is happening over here tonight? What is that?
Depending on the mood I'm in, it depends on whether or not I talk to somebody. But I see a really attractive woman, I look and I just say,
You look and you say,
I just keep it to myself.
And you ask why you're single. Okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I just keep it to myself. But you know what? According to his logic, I need to be going after the pretty women because you know what? Nobody's going after them.
According to his non-logic, you just need to be going after somebody if you don't want to be single.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to go after the 9s or the 10s.
Go for it. Why not?
I got to get time.
Risk it all.
Risk it all?
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, we'll risk it all. From the chat on YouTube, love a deal. 1% of African Americans are billionaires. African Americans are only 14% of the United States population, so that 6% roughly sounds about right when it comes to
Thank you for the calculations. We appreciate
6% of the 6 figures.
Thank you for the calculation.
All right,
appreciate it.
Love a Deal is a loyal viewer every single day. Thank you, Love a Deal,
for doing that research for us.
Yeah, we love Love a Deal's our researcher, our viewer, our chatter. We love you every night for tuning in. We appreciate the show.
Yeah.
We got time, or we got to go to break? All right, more late night love when we come forward.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. during the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. My name is Don Amici with the wonderful Tammy Mack. Reminiscing about senior.
Reminiscing about the college days, the good old days.
The good old days. You're going to be back at your alma mater very soon, giving a commencement speech at
Bennett College.
Bennett College.
Bennett College in Greensboro, North Carolina. It is the sister school to Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. So I will be the commencement speaker at Bennett College on May 10th, Saturday, in Greensboro, North Carolina, on the campus of Bennett College. Beautiful, one of the most beautiful campuses at a college, to be honest. Bennett has a very beautiful campus. And so the day before Mother's Day, I'll be there giving the commencement speech. I'm so proud and cannot wait to whisk those girls into this wonderful world of opportunities.
All right, look at that. It's going to be interesting to see you giving that speech. I can't wait to hear it.
Yes, Bennett.edu/live if you want to live stream it.
Oh, okay. We're talking about relationships, love, and sex as we scroll through some of these social media videos. Poster Cy Moon E has a simple request when out in the dating wilds.
One thing I hate is when I'm going to get some food. I get in line. I go through the line. I order my food. I go to the cashier. I check out, meaning I pay for my food. And then you decide to ask for my number. I didn't know this needed to be said, but if you are a man who wants to get somebody's number or wants to make a good first impression, pay for the food, especially if it's something like Chipotle. It's $10. Pay for the food. For the life of me, I cannot understand why y'all wait till after we pay to ask for our number. Like, do you want to stand out?
Well, there's a couple of things here. Maybe they're a little intimidated to talk to you in the line. Some people don't know how to shoot their shot right, and so they're just waiting for the right time.
And it's a lot of people in the line. So I'm not going to go up to the line with people in front of you, people behind you, the people trying to put your order together in the Chipotle line, and I'm supposed to walk up to you, ask for your number for you to say no, and everybody hear it. That's ridiculous. Come on, I'm going to wait until you get your food, go off, so I can sneak a little moment to myself and say, hey, watching you in the line, sis, you look good. Can I get your number? And if I take you on a date, then I'll pay for your food. Why am I going to pay for your food? And I don't even know if you got a husband, a man, a woman. I don't even know if you a man or a woman. Like, why would I pay for your food? Like, that's stupid to require that of someone and to think that would make a person stand out. Like, well, that is ridiculous.
Well, listen, there's a lot of expectations with a lot of younger folk nowadays.
It's a lot of expectations going around, and it's ridiculous. And that's why everybody going to be single. And if that's how you like it, then that's fine. I guess you could keep getting your expectations to help you remain single.
From the chat, D. Jones in Zoom chat needs advice concerning what Kelly Rowland said about weekly connections.
Oh, okay.
What if the wife claims menopause or a prior stroke has her no longer interested in sexual relationships?
Yeah.
What does the husband do in that situation? Help in all caps with 4 exclamation marks.
Wow. We are not those kind of doctors at this table.
Well, I know exactly what you need to do.
What does he do?
Go off and do something on the side.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. That's
well,
not
hold
a good
on.
idea.
He said wife had a stroke or wife is in menopause.
Right. I mean, but you're... I hate
stroke or menopause?
Did we... I don't think we... Okay.
You got to go do what you got to do.
Right. Don't listen to him.
Wait, no. You got to go do what you got to do.
You're listening to a man who not only does he not have a woman, but when he sees one that he wants, he doesn't even go after her. He just says, to himself.
Yeah.
So
but I've had many women.
That's the guy you're going to listen to? No, I think not. Listen to the married woman. Talk to your wife. Talk to her. Now, if there is an option that you can do what he suggests, and your wife is okay with it, that's one thing. But when you make your vows, you make them in sickness and in health. So my direct advice would be the self-pleasurization.
Yeah, no.
That's my direct advice.
I think that's why he's in the chat, because he's done that enough.
He's tired.
Yeah, that's probably why he's on the computer right now. He's in the chat. He did all that.
He's like sick of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Menopause is a thing.
It is.
And if somebody has a stroke, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that means. But if it means that there's a lack of sexual desire, then that too has to do with health. And so unfortunately, you're in a place and a space where those vows have got to go to work. And I would suggest you talk to, I'm assuming you have already, but you and your wife have to come to some type of agreement, because she has to know that sexual desires is something that a man has to have in order to be fulfilled in a relationship.
I'm going to give you some real sound advice. What she don't know is not going to hurt her. You can love her and just don't bring nothing home. All right? In this case right here, because she had a stroke.
How would he know if he's going to bring something home or not?
You just protect yourself. You protect yourself. You go out there, do what you need to do. Find your little something on the side. Be very safe with it, and love your wife, and go love yourself.
But it sounds like he doesn't want to stray outside of his marriage. He wants to stick to his vows and his commitment to his wife.
Well, he's dealing with two things here: menopause and a stroke.
It's a lot.
These are two big things.
I have I have a friend who has had issues, with her husband or whatever, and she stuck it out. You know what I'm saying? She stuck it out and just did kind of what she had to do to get through. And I think
what does that mean? Like she had the issue to where she wasn't in the mood?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't in the mood.
Yeah, because things happen as you age.
Yeah.
And I think, you don't think about these things when you're younger, because in your head, it's never going to happen to me. But it really does happen. Yeah. And men lose their libido. Yeah. And sometimes the Viagra and then the Cialis, it doesn't work because it gives you massive headaches. Mm-hmm. And you have to swap your sexual desires for a massive headache. Mm-hmm. Cat Williams said that in his stand-up. And but you have a wife that is willing to deal with it and make things happen that maybe she wouldn't normally make happen, just to make sure that you get what you need. But I think that these are the times that you are challenged in your marriage, and that you should stick to the vows unless you and your wife agree to do something else. But you can't do it without your wife knowing it, if that's really what you're trying to do. It's a hard pill to swallow, but this is what the vows are made for. This is you standing in your vows right now for sickness and in health.
Just go ahead and find your 304. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. What she don't know ain't going to hurt. You didn't put in enough work. Think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. All right, let's move on to Poster. You okay? Poster, I am Courtney Matt says she's better off alone.
Being single becomes really scary when you really start enjoying being by yourself, but you also simultaneously desire a relationship. My kids are with their dad one day out the week and then every other weekend. And when I don't have my kids, I don't want to be around nobody. I cannot fathom the thought of someone else sleeping in my bed with me. Like on a night that I don't have my kids. Are you kidding me? The only reason I say that's scary because who's going to top my solidarity? I have to really like you to be willing to give up my me time, my weekend. That one day out of the week, you're telling me that if I get into a relationship, I gotta give that space to somebody? I have to compromise what date night's gonna be like, what I want to eat for the night. Like, I've dated men. I know what that's like. But have you ever ate ice cream with strawberries and chocolate fudge in your car by yourself? Is it better than that? I haven't dated anybody that was better than this. Mm-hmm.
I mean, to date her, you have to beat out.
I love her so much.
To date her, you have to beat a waffle cone with ice cream, with strawberry ice cream.
I love her so much.
And,
she said, I can't see nobody sleeping in my bed.
A waffle cone, strawberry ice cream, and a peaceful bed. You gotta come better than that.
When I say that waffle cone looks so good, the way she was eating that waffle cone, she said on my day off with no kids, I don't know what's better than being in the car with my waffle cone and my chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, I don't think you can really compete with that. No kids,
And
an
a
empty
waffle
bed,
cone?
and a waffle cone. I don't think there's anything better than that.
No, and the only thing better than that is having a waffle cone in your bed.
There you go. More late night love when we come forward.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 11 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
You think the song?
Welcome back to Late Night Love. You know, you'd think we were doing a TV show here.
They want the real.
They want the real.
They want the real.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. My name is Don Amici with Tammy Mack.
Hi.
The QR code is right there on the corner of the screen for you to zoom into the show. We're talking about love, relationships, and sex here as we scroll through social media videos. And marriage is a two-way street.
Yes, it is.
Take it from poster, All Things Valerie.
So today I got a surprise invitation to join my husband's moving company. Yup, I went from influencer to mover real quick. It's been over a year since I clocked in anywhere, but my husband couldn't get help for the day, so guess who he called? That's right, me. And as a wife, you gotta be a helpmate, right? Some things I learned in marriage, sacrifice is key. This was a kid-free weekend, and I could be sleeping in, but here I am, lugging boxes and furniture. This client just needed us to move the big items out of her house. First up, the couch. And let me just tell you that her old place had one of those awkward setups where nothing seems to fit through the door, but my husband, being the genius he is, figured it out. And honestly, it's like watching a master at work. Now back to some things I learned in marriage. Marriage is all about supporting one another. I could have been doing me, but I chose to be there for him. And you know what? I'm really not even mad at it. I actually loved it. Working alongside your partner, helping them build their business is priceless. We removed the remaining things out into the truck and headed over to her new place. Once we arrived and I realized how many flights of stairs we had to take, I almost quit because he wasn't paying me enough. He didn't even give me a break now that I think about it. But he promised me a bonus, so I got up. Now let's brag on my husband's company for a minute. His company moves your stuff into your new home swiftly. I mean, if you blink, you're gonna miss it. He even does furniture assembly, and best of all, he is affordable. And as you can see, his clients always ends up smiling like this at the end of every move because he's an exceptional mover. So if you need help moving, you should check him out. Husband, I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Now about my bonus.
I love it. This is what relationships are about.
Teamwork, make it the dream work.
This is what relationships is about. It's not about what can you do for me, what can I do for you, what you gonna give me, what I'm gonna give you. It's about give and take. It's about sharing. It's about creating memories. It's about having your partner's back, your partner having your back. It's about this whole post is what marriages are made of. Even, I mean, she was getting her squat on too, baby. She's getting a workout on. Did you see that squat? I could never been down that low.
Would you do that if that was your husband?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. That I want nothing more than to do that for my husband. Are you kidding me? where we're sharing the same space, and I'm there assisting him in getting the job done.
I mean,
why wouldn't I want to do that for my husband?
I don't know. I can almost hear a lot of women saying, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's why they're not married.
No, because that's a beautiful thing. Like, we're working together, where I'm helping my husband with his business. We're growing. It's partnership. I think
that's what marriages are about.
Well, that's what
partnerships.
most men want is someone to help in partnership. Not that he
Now,
needs
at
her.
first, I thought this video was going to go a different way because I saw her eating a banana. Then I saw her sipping on her drink.
Like she was going to be waiting around all day.
Yeah, I thought maybe every time we saw her, she was going to be eating on something, and ultimately didn't really help him, but was along for the ride, which that would have been funny, too, to me, because... Yes, some women would do that, but that's cute. You're still riding with your husband, right?
One of the things I rarely see in a lot of the videos that we do play is women talk about partnership. It's a rarity amongst this. I do see a lot of, what are you going to do for me?
Because
and others.
every woman is talking about some man feeding them with a $10 meal. Every woman is talking about, what you going to do for me? Can you fly me out? You got to make more money than me. Like, since when did... I'm not sure when this went awry. Like, this is horrible because, and the reason I say it's horrible is because people don't see the end, right? We just had a caller or a chat where the man said, hey, my wife can't do this for me anymore. What do I do now? Right. So what happens when you're making these transactions? You know, you giving sex, and he's flying you out, and he's buying you Mercedes-Benz, and he's buying you Birkin bags. But what happens when you hit menopause or you have a stroke and you can no longer give him sex in exchange for all them Birkin bags you've been getting like you've been doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody ever thinks about the real side of marriage, the real side of partnership. The real sides of partnerships are when you got to help your husband make the bread by getting up off the couch and going and helping him do the U-Haul thing. The real sides of marriage is when your wife can no longer perform sexually for you and you're trying to figure it all out in your head. Like, that's the real side. And it's not saying everything's bad. It's saying it's a partnership and you have to work certain things out. Life ain't about Birkin bags and flights.
From the chat, for D. Jones, Love a Deal says the wife can consider vaginal therapy.
Good idea.
Or also hormone therapy.
Great idea.
They can look for options in their area. Also, men in their 20s are 20% likely to experience ED. Men in their 30s are 30%, and 40s are 40%.
So here's the thing. She's talking about the hormones, I'm sure specifically for menopause.
Yeah.
There are hormones that you can take for menopause. So I would suggest that she ask her doctor about those because I have a couple of girlfriends who take hormone pills for menopause, and they swear by them.
Man, menopause is when the egg production is stopping, right? Or
I don't know the actual definition of menopause. I do know that it's when a woman's body begins to change, and she no longer has a period.
Yeah. Okay. From the Being Black is Ghetto podcast, is your marriage counselor single?
If my friends would have ever come to me, any of my married friends would come to me for advice, I would tell them, I'm not married, I'm not in that place, don't ask me. That's not my business, not my business.
Exactly, it's the same thing you can say with a therapist. What if you're a married woman talking to a single therapist?
My thing is...
What she know about marriage?
My thing is... A person that is trained and knows what they're doing, I will trust more in my marriage, particularly mine.
So I just asked you. So if you're talking to
experience is
if you're talking to a single, if you're
a trained therapist that's experienced in what they're working on.
A single therapist,
a marital therapist that is experienced, that's been working on it for years, is who I will talk to. I'm not gonna go to no Randy.
If she's single, does it matter to you? That's what I'm asking.
If the therapist is single,
yes.
No, it matters to me what she got going on in her personal life, because that's not why she's here.
What?
That's not why she's here.
How is she gonna give you advice on being married if she ain't married herself?
Because
she's not applying anything she's telling you.
If she's counseled other marriages and been a counselor for years, that's her job. Her personal life has nothing to do with it.
I mean, he's got a point, though. Would you trust a pilot who's never flown a plane? Would you trust a pilot who's never flown a plane? Would you take advice on how to fly a plane from a pilot who's never flown a plane?
Someone who's not a pilot.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a equivalent comparison.
Would you?
Because if you're a therapist and you have in fact gotten people through their marriages in couples counseling, and you have trained
But you're not married.
For counseling, but you've trained for counseling. Like that's what the real comparison that you're saying is, would you trust a pilot that doesn't drive a plane back and forth to work every day? That's really what you're trying to say.
Would you trust a pilot to teach you how to fly a plane who's never flown a plane?
Yeah, but the therapist, it's not that the therapist has never flown the plane.
The therapist is not married.
Yeah, but the therapist knows and is qualified to assess based on her education, right? Based on her education. There are mothers who have never mothered until they become a mother.
Would you trust a wig master who never wears a wig?
You sound crazy right now.
I just want to see how far we can go down this rabbit hole.
How far are we going down this rabbit hole? How far?
All right, more Late Night Love when we come forward.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and the Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 11 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 10 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And you interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. My name is Don. I'll meet you with the wonderful Tammy Mack here. Before we move on, from the chat, Jen J says, single marital therapist, red flags, pure waste of a copay. I would never. Oh, I don't know. I think if you're trained as a therapist,
she said waste of a copay?
Waste of a copay. I think it's all fun and we joke around here, but I think if you're trained as a therapist, I think that there's value there. I mean, they don't go to school for nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
We had a poster from Austin, Texas, named The Real Post-Tay on the show recently, who said the dating scene there was tough for her. Here's another Austin woman, Bubbly Jordy, with a strategy for the Austin scene.
This may be one of the last things, probably not, maybe one of the last things I'm gonna say about dating in Austin. But one thing that I do feel like needs to be said is, like, we feel like when we are in Austin, you don't really have to care about how you look. You know, like, this is not like a baddie city type thing. Like, it's not Atlanta, it's not Houston. You know, a lot of us work in tech and stuff like that. But you really got to put yourself together when you go out, and not just like to the club, to the bar, to the rooftop, but you need to put yourself together when you go out to HEB, Target, and all of that kind of stuff, because the competition is tight, you know, like, and you should only be in competition with yourself, which means you should only be putting your best self forward. You walking around in your t-shirt and random shorts that you found in your closet is not going to cut it. Tighten up. And I'm saying that to myself too, because today I was looking at myself and I said, "Ooh, girl, you look a mess. Fix it."
So you just
So
gotta.
clearly she fixed it, right? Because she looked gorgeous to me right there. She did not look a mess at all.
So you gotta look. You just gotta look like a hot 10 before you go to grocery store. Is that what it is now?
I look my worst when I'm shopping because I be on a mission, baby. I ain't even got time.
Everything is just I don't know. You just can't just go outside looking bummy anymore, huh?
You can't just be.
You just can't be.
You can't just be.
Well, listen. I hope she finds what she's looking for in Austin or at HBE. HBE, is that what it is?
HEB.
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 Yeah, which is a grocery store.
Yes.
Okay. Well, hopefully one day I'll get to check that out.
It's a really great grocery store. My mother loves HEB.
All right.
She stays shopping at HEB.
Takeaways from today's show.
Takeaways from today's show is stand by your man or woman in sickness and in health. Stand by your partner.
Okay.
Be the rock.
I say go get a little something strange for some change. Do what you got to do. The Listening Lounge is coming up next. And we're here Monday through Friday between 9 and 11 Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, Tammy Mack, for joining us.
Thank you for having me back.
Yes. Will you come join us again?
Hopefully I'll be here next week.
Do that thing that you do with your tongue again, if you can.
No, because it's becoming really weird and pervertish now.
The Listening Lounge is up next. This has been Late Night Love, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Welcome to Fox Soul's The Listening Lounge, where you come to find your favorite new audiobooks that will leave you inspired and wanting more. I'm your host, Derica Abraham. This week, we're showcasing Keith Manley II's Life is Just a Walk Within, a soulful exploration of the inner self that offers honest reflections on love, loss,